Hello traders, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This week we have a couple of pairs to discuss. We're starting with the Australian dollar to US dollar. Last week we discussed this pair. We expected to see a break below this lower trend line, but price couldn't broke below, so we are still waiting for this. As you can see, this is the bearish move. We are correcting the move right now, and once we break below this trend line, we will be going short with the stop loss above the resistance forming anywhere and the take profit of this low. Right now, the weekly closed bullish with a huge wick on top. This is a bit scary to me. What I want to see on daily is actually we consolidate for a day or two, then we break below this zone, this area. We close below these lows, and once we close below these lows, we have already broken the trend line to the downside, and then I'll be looking to go short with the stop loss above that daily close, and my take profit first one here, the second one here. So going back to the weekly time frame and going back to the next chart we have, this is the US dollar to Canadian dollar. Loonie here as well. We closed the weekly bearish, but we tested this lower trend line. We might see a bit of correction to the high of this time, which was the 13th of December 2021. We might see this move to go up here and then start falling down. The areas I'm watching is one here. The other one is here. As you can see, we created a support here. Then we went a bit higher than that support. We came back, broke below this support. The next candle rejected this support with which became resistant, rejected that with a huge wick on top, and then fall the previous week to this trend line, lower trend line. On the daily time frame, we can see that we nicely rejected this trend line with a bullish pin bar candle, if you know the candlesticks. Here I see a support, and we'll remove actually this support resistance on the weekly. So here's the area I'm watching. We probably will test this area, which is a 80 pips actually. It's 80 pips area. We can open a long position with the target of 1.2630 on the 4 hour. Okay, that's great. So once the volume came into the market, we can open a long position here with the stops below, somewhere like here with 30 pips of stops. If we see a rejection candle, by the way, we take profits all the way up here, 100 pips take profit, a nice 1 to 3.4 risk to reward ratio trade. So this is what I'm looking for USDCAD this week. Let's get back to weekly time frame, and the next pair we have is US dollar Japanese yen. Last week I told you I'm waiting for the US dollar Japanese yen to consolidate or come down a little bit and then kick up, but the areas I was watching was wrong. The first two areas didn't respect it. First one was here, the second one was here. They didn't respect it, and price came below all the way to this area, which is 114. So I'm looking if the price can hold the 114 area, which nicely rejected here, but the candle is still bearish. I'm looking for a bullish closure of daily here in this area, then to go all the way long to 115.30 for the first target, 116.20 for the second one, and 117 actually for the last one. So I'm looking for a bullish candle to form here, then ride the trend to go all the way up. Let's see the 4 hour on this one as well. Well, yes, this, if you count this as a downtrend move, I'm looking for this leg to break the bearish structure. So what I'm expecting is to these candles push the price up to here and break this area of 114.60, go above a bit, then start the correction, and I enter a long position on the correction of this breaking leg structure. So going back to the weekly, and the next pair we have is Euro to Japanese yen. Euro to Japanese yen. You can see the trend line here. It depends on where you draw your trend lines. I've always start from the first week of the candles. I need at least 3 touches to my trend line to be valid. And right now, this is a valid trend line for me. My trend lines shouldn't cross the body, which is respected here. And down this one to see if we can find the lower one as well. Yes, there we go. 1 touch, 2, 3, and almost 4 touch here. So the weekly closed bearish at this trend line here, and we might respect this resistance. So I'm looking for a bit of short position here to, and also here might see a little bit of struggle, which was resistance, price broke above, came back below. Now here we closed above this resistance, which formed as a support here. We might see price moving up from here. If it couldn't go up and broke below, then we open a short position with the targets of 128.40. Let's go to the daily time frame. Well, daily has a big wick at the bottom. I might not get into the short position. It depends on what happens on Sunday and Monday. I'll keep you guys updated on our Telegram channel, but in general, I'm looking for a short below here, below 129.80, and for a long position, if we see a support forming around this area with the bullish closure of daily candle, and then ride the trend up to 130, 140. Back to the weekly time frame, and the next pair we have is GBP US dollar. So GU, as you can see, the trend is way bullish. We have corrected the move a bit, and right now I had these 2 trend lines here and one here. We broke above this trend line and closed above that one as well, but this one we broke above, but we came back and closed below that trend line. So right now what I'm thinking is to go for a long position after closing above this trend line on daily time frame, and ride the trend up to, my first target will be 139, and the second one will be this high here. It will take a lot of time to form this setup, so that's why we're going to lower time frame. Daily is the next time frame we see. So this trend line got rejected. We broke above, we came back below. This might be a false breakout here to trap the buyers. So now we have to think of a sell position as well, but where are we looking to sell? So this is the support, resistance, support. Where I'm looking for sell is, let's see how many pips is this range. This is a 46 pips. So what I'm looking is to enter a short position after we closed below this support with the stops above the daily candle closure. Take profit. First one here, 135.30. Second one, 134.80. And last one, 133.80. This is where I will be looking for shorts. Now, if I want to look for long, we'll also look at the same area. If we reject this one with the bullish closure, I'll go long with the stops below that rejection candle. Let's suppose the rejection is 50 pips. I'll enter a long position here, stops below that candle. My targets will be first one here, second one here, as we discussed on the weekly, and the last one up all the way up at 140, 180. Back to the weekly time frame. Okay, that was it. That was all the pairs I prepared for you guys. Yeah, that's it. When I see I have signals on them, or whenever I want to enter a position on them, I'll send out the signal on our Telegram channel, and hope you don't miss those trades and make profits with us. Take care and see you next week.